Ed here with the Digital Digest, and today I wanted to share my full review, the digitally digested segment for the Sony ECM-W2BT. This is a Bluetooth microphone system that, in my opinion, is ideal for Sony cameras that, of course, support digital audio over their hot shoe interface, like the Sony A7R IV that I have right here, which was the first camera to support it. It actually launched alongside Sony's digital, that is all digital shotgun mic, a favorite of mine. Not the best shotgun mic on earth, but I would say for its price and feature set when paired with a camera that again supports digital audio over the multi-shoe hot shoe interface, it is fantastic. And the same applies here with Sony's brand new offering. I mean, fairly new at this point, at least it's brand new to me. So basically, if you don't have a Sony camera that supports digital audio over the hot shoe, you can still use an analog port right there, wire that to your camera, that is a mic out, and you're in business. The battery life, though, will be significantly cut because here it sips off of the internal battery on your camera. It also, of course, has a micro USB port, that is micro, not Type-C, for charging. On the other side, we've got two different switches, one for the audio mix and the other is for whether or not you're using analog or digital. And if you're wondering why it would have an audio mix switch, pretty straightforward. It's because this unit actually has a microphone on board as well. So if you're shooting, let's say, in an interview capacity and you're using both of them, this way your subject is mic'd up with this unit, you are recorded or captured, I should say, with the on-camera unit. And of course, you can turn that off, only have audio coming from this. One caveat is that you cannot expand the system. So that answers that question right out of the gate. But at $230, I think for any Sony user that has a camera like the A7R IV or 4A, the A7 IV, the A1, the FX3 that I'm filming on right now, this is kind of a no-brainer. It may not be the highest fidelity microphone, but when it comes to ease of use, cable-free, battery life, in my experience, no interference whatsoever, great range, it's hard to beat this thing. Now, on the mic unit itself, on-off switch, and then we have our levels. Let's see if I can get that into focus, and I have now. So if I go ahead and switch this on, you'll see the link just lit up, and we're in business. Blue link also lit, and power on the mic unit. And this dead cat, for cutting, wind outside, you can easily remove, and you gain access to a standard port if you want to hook up a traditional lav to this. So you do not have to use this as your microphone unit. You can connect your own mic, but there is the mic itself right there above the link LED. So pretty straightforward. It also has its own charging port, micro USB, but again, you're going to want to use this if you're outdoors because the wind will get picked up. Now, in my experience, the easiest settings right out of the box have worked, and I'm going to go ahead and demo that for you now. You can see if I put the microphone unit up to my mouth, it's almost clipping. If I move it away, you can see it's lost quite a bit of audio. You can see it's right next to the camera now, and it's fairly obvious why. After all, it's not near me. But the beauty of this unit, again, for Sony users in particular that have that support of digital audio over the hot shoe, is that ease of use, an instant upgrade on audio. This is now all being recorded from the Bluetooth system. And at $230, it pretty much falls right into the, I would say, overall budget and value-oriented wireless mic systems that you'll find from every manufacturer. So I would pick this over something from Rode and much of the other competition unless I needed more microphones, because that is really, I would say, the best novelty that this can't support. It cannot be built out beyond the two that are in this family, so to speak. But if you're a Sony user, again, that has the ability to capture audio through the hot shoe, this is priceless. And from that perspective, yes, it's Bluetooth. Yes, it's not going to outperform my XLR microphone that I use for my channel, but that's a condenser mic. That's not a fair comparison. This is for run and gun. It's lightweight. Battery, life is very good, especially when not used in an analog capacity. And it's just how much easier, bulletproof, idiot-proof could an audio upgrade be? Well, this is the other option that does the same thing, but this is maybe a little bit more valuable. Again, Sony is marketing this towards vloggers, YouTubers, people on social media, and it's obvious why. It's just a really easy way to instantly enhance, fix audio for anything where someone, a subject is on camera. Now, I really wish that it worked with the ZV-1, but the ZV-1 does not support digital audio over its hot shoe. Maybe next gen will. I think that would have been an ideal pairing. Maybe it was a corner that was cut. Either way, this is a great microphone, and I can easily recommend it. I'm going to have to control myself from running out and picking one of these up just because it is that much of a no-brainer. And I think that when you compare, of course, the Studio XLR mic, the condenser microphone, to something like this, you're going to say, well, it's not as good. Of course it's not as good. This whole system costs less than the condenser mic, so that makes very good sense, and that's without having a way to connect the XLR to your video, so I'm not going to even go down that road. This is the complete opposite of a larger, higher-end setup. It is literally the tiniest, probably, microphone system you could get in many elements, many ways, and then, of course, the most wire-free. It is pure digital in that here we are able to walk around filming or have this, of course, I would say more appropriately, sitting on a tripod, and nothing can get snagged because it's all going through the hot shoe. Another thing I will add, is that there's no way to tighten it to the actual hot shoe, something that, of course, the shock mount provided on the digital shotgun. I think Sony, next time around, maybe it's a good idea to do that because, yes, it does have a very tight fit, but I could see this in practical day-to-day use possibly getting knocked off if the right circumstances present themselves. But I'll go ahead and pull this off now. Another nice thing is that you do not have to worry about orientation. I should sound fairly distant now because, well, the microphone is over here in my left hand, so that's going to make a big difference. If I bring it back to my mouth, things get a lot louder. Not clipping still, but if I raise the level, it will. So now at 10 dB, we're just about clipping. We are clipping. And if I go to the 0 level, we're definitely going to be clipping on pretty much every word that I say. And that's, that's all about having to deal with different environmental issues and circumstances. So it makes sense why it's there. You can see now I'm not clipping, but that's because the mic is 2 feet away from my mouth. If I go back, now it's going to be much quieter, obviously. Playing with gain makes a world of difference. So that wraps things up. I really like this microphone. Again, a no-brainer for Sony users with bodies that support digital audio over hot shoe. I'm going to go ahead and stop it there and return back to my regular studio mic. Again, easy to recommend this thing. If, however, you're looking at using it in an analog capacity, I think there are just too many options to choose from, and the Sony really only makes a compelling argument, again, with digital audio traveling over the hot shoe. If you don't have that feature, you'll be buying the Sony. I think, you could have a preference to it, but to me, the real game-changing element, of course, is having the ability to send that audio over the hot shoe. Once you lose that, the novelty really isn't there, much like the digital shotgun, a great microphone, but when it comes to analog connectivity, people are going to spend that money with a lot of different companies as they particularly care to. Same applies here with this Bluetooth mic system. I mean, Bluetooth has limitations, latency, and those are all real, but all of the microphone systems out there are Bluetooth pretty much in this specific field. So take that with a grain of salt. Any questions or comments, please feel free to post them, hit that like button, and as usual, please feel free to subscribe, and please stay safe. Later.